Tammy knows that Father Christmas isn't a lie like her dad says he is, and this year, she's determined to prove it to him. Standing in the hallway, even though he's glad to be home, Frank feels trepidation weighing on him. The chat he'd had with Tammy before he left for the lake could quite possibly have been the pin pulled from a bomb left for Liv to throw herself onto.
Hey guys, I'm home.
Hey hon, we're in the kitchen. You alright?
Yeah, sorry I'm late, love. Traffic was chaos.
It's okay, hon. Us girls have been keeping busy.
Hi, Daddy.
Hey, gorgeous girl.
Liv sounds happy though. Tammy sounds chipper enough too. Maybe Liv did get the pin replaced before Tammy went boom. Frank dumps his bags next to the shoe rack and takes a deep breath. He loves his trips with Henry, but tent sleeping is for much younger bodies. The cold mixed with age only makes for polyester-covered torture these days. Maybe he'll talk to his brother about giving it a miss next year, just like he had planned to do before he went and cocked things up with Tammy. One broken heart was enough to have to deal with so close to Christmas. Liv walks out of the kitchen, her apron covered in yellow wet patches, and with the scent of cloves on her skin she smells just like Christmas. When she leans in and kisses Frank, his mind instantly relaxes.
You and Henry have a good trip? Catch anything worth bragging about this year?
Not really, but I'm sure he'll have a different tale to tell tomorrow. How's she doing? You know, after...
Honestly, she seems fine. Now anyway.
I'm so sorry, love. I really am. I haven't stopped thinking about it all sodding weekend.
I've no doubt you have been, hun, but there's really no need.
It was really stupid of me, but at her age, I just assumed she was already cotton on to the fact that, you know, Santa's not real.
Listen, I'm not going to lie, Frank, she was really upset over that, but we had a little chat, and after watching Elf and promising that she could bake the cookies on her own this year, I think she's forgotten all about it, so don't worry, all right? She'll be fine.
You sure?
100%, hun. Now, I've put the tree together, but could you do me a favour and work your Christmas magic with the decorations while I watch over Tam? After that, do this entire house a favour and go take a shower, because you stink.
Frank runs his fingers under his nose and grins.
Deodorant of the lake. Don't lie now. You love the way I smell. Come on, get a good whiff.
Oh, Frank, that's gross.
Smiling, she kisses him and Frank grabs her backside with his filthy, stinking hands.
Save it for later, stud. God only knows what's going into those cookies if I leave her alone for too long.
Is she making those vanilla ones I like?
Yeah, only it's not you who likes them, remember? When you're done with the tree, get those bags put away, please.
Frank's bags hold too many sharp and dangerous things for him to just leave lying around with a 7-year-old girl in the house, and Liv worries about Tammy's inquisitive nature. Tammy, however, thinks that she doesn't like them just because they signify her dad sharing something nice with Uncle Henry, while she's left with a million other things to get sorted for Christmas Day. She's always rolling her eyes when they both get drunk and regale the room with it was this big stories of their not-so-big triumphs. But unlike her mum, Tammy likes her dad's stories because she gets to learn about catching fish without getting all wet and smelly and cold. Her dad even taught her how to bait a hook out in the garage last summer, telling her how the silly little worm wiggling in the water was just like a cookie to any big, dumb, hungry fish that swims by. Not that Tammy's mum could ever know that, of course. She'd have what her dad calls a hissy fit if she did. Tammy doesn't know what a hissy fit is, but she's old enough to understand that he doesn't mean she'll pretend to be a snake and chase Tammy all around the garden. The living room turntable crackles out the sleigh bells of a dusty generation's chart toppers, whilst Frank whistles along to the old men with old men voices crooning on about snow and kisses, as he gets straight to work allowing the pine sap from the tree to wash the smell of fish and pond water from his skin. In the kitchen, the percolating scents of oranges and cloves are all Tammy can smell as her mum makes her usual citrus hedgehogs to hang from the tree's branches. Tammy thinks they're ugly and she doesn't like the way the contrasting smells of fresh and old permeate the house for weeks after the big day. The smell of fish would be better than that. However, she does understand that Christmas is about tradition and everybody has their own to upkeep, like fishing and mouldy stinking hedgehogs. Hers is to make treats for Father Christmas on the magical eve of his magical arrival. It's something she has done since she was 4 years old, but this year is the first time she's doing it without the full supervision of Mum. which makes it feel a lot more special. She beats the butter and the sugar into a fluffy paste with a flat back of her favourite wooden spoon. It's her favourite spoon because the penguin printed on the head of it is happy in both his expression and his tap dancing feet. And whenever she uses it, she wonders if her dad or Uncle Henry have ever caught a penguin on the end of one of those nasty looking hooks of theirs. Which apparently only look nasty to us because the things they catch with them don't have any feelings. Something she wishes was true for her too, especially when Kevin Hollins pinches her leg really, really hard with his long dirty fingernails under the desk at school and makes her cry.
Why don't you use the electric whisk for that, Tam? Save them muscles of yours.
It's okay, Mum. I like doing it this way.
More work means more love, and Tammy wants all the love she's got to give to go into this year's batch because this year, her cookies are more special than ever. This year, they're going to be the thing to show her dad that Santa is not just the subject of one of his, it was this big stories. He is real. And with her cookies, she's going to prove that to him. In go the eggs, the baking powder, salt and vanilla extract. Double vanilla, just to be on the safe side. The big man's a wily old fish after all, and like her dad says,
They're the hardest ones to catch, Tams.
she accidentally spills the flour, making a snowy scene of the counter, and her mum looks over and smiles.
Smart move, baby girl. Pre-dusting the surface, like that.
Her baby's growing up, and a little spilt dust is the least of the messes she's going to have to deal with in the coming years. Tammy rolls her eyes in a facade of narked wisdom and goes back to forming her dough before rolling it out into one big flat disc atop the pre-dusted counter. From the array of cutters spread out next to her, she deliberates which one to use, scratching her chin like she's seen her mum and dad's favourite funny man doing on the TV.
What's the difference between a chickpea and a haricot bean? I've never paid to have a haricot bean on my face. What do you call a chameleon that can't change colour? A reptile dysfunction.
Tammy doesn't know why he's funny. The jokes he tells don't make much sense to her, but her mum and dad always laugh and her dad ends up crying and holding his stomach like he's eaten too much chocolate. There's already an army of hedgehogs in front of Liv. More than enough for the tree, but she grabs a fresh orange from the fruit bowl and starts to build another. Tammy suspects that she's only doing it so that she can stay and watch over her, make sure she doesn't do what her dad calls cock-ups.
All right, over there.
Just picking the right shape, Mum.
Tammy has learnt that the right tone can fool adults. That and a gentle smile.
Do you think Santa will like this Christmas tree-shaped one?
A citrus mist spits as her mum stabs a clove in through the skin of another orange.
Sure thing. Seems fitting enough to me, baby girl.
It certainly seems fitting to Tammy too, and she grins at the thought of how pine needles are sharp. It's a grin that makes Liv look at her in a passing moment of confusion, and she watches on as her daughter cuts out the first Christmas tree treat. Not to make sure that her fingers all stay intact, she's done this enough with her now to know how good Tammy is at following the rules, but because of how that smile she just gave her suggested a layer of hidden mischief. Tammy flicks her eyes to her peripherals, waiting for her mum to stop looking, and when she does, to line up the newest recruit in her hedgehog regiment, Tammy reaches into her pocket for the barbed fishing hook she stole from her dad's bag before he went away on his trip with Uncle Henry. He doesn't believe Father Christmas exists, and he's just a lie to get children to be better behaved. He said that Tammy was a girl who already knows right from wrong, so she doesn't need an old fable fat man to steer her straight, and even though she might not like it, she was old enough to hear the truth. But Tammy already knows the truth. Being extra careful not to prick her fingers, just like her dad taught her how. She baits her hook, pressing it deep into the centre of the dough of her best cookie yet, in preparation of proving him wrong, by catching herself the biggest fish of them all.